all heard of the famous Pehle Aap saying. It basically means you first. And more than words, it's a custom, a feeling, it's a common courtesy. People generally use this to be polite. But no one would have guessed that this courteous gesture would become the fate of Pakistan's politics. I am talking about Nawaz Sharif and Bilawal Bhutto Zardari's coalition talks. After days of hectic parleys, Bilawal, it seems, has backed out. He does not want to be the Prime Minister of this new coalition government. But he has offered his party, PPP, support to Nawaz Sharif's party, the PML-N. It seems like Sharif will become the Prime Minister for a record fourth time. But if what reports suggest is true, even Nawaz Sharif was not too keen on becoming Pakistan's next Prime Minister. And why is that, you ask? Well, it's because both leaders do not want to be the Prime Minister of a fragile, shaky, rickety and potentially rackety coalition. You see, neither PML-N nor the PPP won enough seats to form a government alone. Independent candidates backed by jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan won the largest number of seats. The question that arises then is this one. Will the Pakistani coalition government last? Well, we think not, because just look at the situation on the ground. There are big challenges. The most important one is the economic crisis. It's a mess. Both Nawaz Sharif and Bilawal Bhutto Zardari are fully aware that Pakistan is on the verge of bankruptcy. Prices are shooting up like Chinese fireworks. Confidence is sinking in a bottomless hole, with the International Monetary Fund holding a whip over Pakistan's government. Let me show you what I mean. The prices of basic commodities in Pakistan will shock you. Milk, 210 Pakistani rupees per litre, that's 0.76 US dollars. Chicken, up to 780 Pakistani rupees per kg, or 2.79 US dollars per kg. Wheat is averaging a whopping 4780 Pakistani rupees, or 17.12 US dollars per 40 kg bag. What about the price of a domestic cylinder? 3,026 Pakistani rupees, that's 10.84 US dollars. The price of eggs? Exorbitant. 400 Pakistani rupees, or 1.43 US dollars per dozen. What we cannot give you a graphic plate for is the price of failure. You see, regardless of who leads the next government in the country, Pakistan faces numerous crises, uncontrollable rise in prices, inflation hurting the ordinary Pakistanis on the ground. Its frail economy is on the verge of collapse. Inflation has hit nearly 30% in December 2023. It is expected to remain above 20% in 2024. Some 95 million Pakistanis live in poverty. The Pakistani rupee has been ranked the worst performing currency in Asia. It has lost 20% of its value against the US dollar in the year 2023 alone. What about Pakistan's foreign reserves? Well, they have dwindled from over $8 billion in July 2023, now $7 billion. And what's more, Pakistan's total debt and liabilities have peaked at 81.2 trillion rupees, a figure that grew at a faster pace of over 27% during the past year as of November 2023. Successive governments led by Shehbaz Sharif and the current caretaker have accumulated a staggering debt of almost 12 trillion rupees. That's around 42 billion US dollars. This just in the last 20 months. This debt is a big burden on Pakistan's economic stability. Last summer, Pakistan narrowly averted a sovereign default through a last gasp $3 billion bailout from the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. But the lender support ends in the month of March. The question is, what happens after that? Pakistan will need a new extended program to survive. Negotiating a new program and at speed will be crucial for the new government. The new Prime Minister will have to tackle an economy beset by record high inflation and slow growth caused by tough reforms. Pakistan is literally broke, bankrupt and borrowing everything, right from paying the monthly salary of its soldiers to that of peons in government offices. Let's not forget, PML-N and PPP were just in power 6 months ago. Just look at what they have not been able to achieve. What happens if the incoming Prime Minister fails to deliver? What happens when the incoming Prime Minister fails to make lives better for the ordinary Pakistanis? Can the new coalition government handle it? We think not. And this point of view, by the way, is shared by analysts as well. They give this coalition government a good 6 to 9 months. And then what happens? They will have to go in for new elections. But can the country really afford that? Will there be a possible military takeover? It would not be an exaggeration to say it is a possibility. After all, the Pakistan Army remains the final authority on who takes the Prime Minister's post. He cannot be just any leader. He has to be one that the army generals like and accept. The Pakistani military will impose any decision in the name of the national good. It's not like the army has to worry about votes. What Pakistan, however, needs to worry about is the trend of coups and unrest that has plagued the country. Pakistan has seen several decades under military rule. In the 75-year history of Pakistan, no Prime Minister has been able to complete the tenure of 5 years. Now it's been almost 25 years since the last coup. In the year 1999, remember, former Army Chief Pervez Musharraf seized power in a bloodless coup. He was sworn in as President and Head of State in June 2001. Will history repeat itself if the incoming Prime Minister fails to deliver? We will have to wait and watch. And our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik has been tracking all those developments from on the ground, is with us live on the broadcast. Anas, give us a better sense of where things stand on the ground at this point.
Well, at this point of time, there seems to be some confusion with regards to who the PML-N's candidate would be. There is a consensus on the part of the Pakistan People's Party and the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz that the PPP will not be part of the government. Why is the important question? You see, Pakistan's economic conditions and the crisis is not getting over anytime soon. So it is rather important, it is quite clever on the part of the Pakistan People's Party to not opt for premiership or to be in power, but rather have support so that they can be in a bargaining position in the longer run, and B, still put up a brave face to the people saying that, look, we're not part of the government, we're just supporting the government, and at a later stage, if they want to pull out that support and bring in a vote of no confidence against this Prime Minister, whosoever will be sworn in, then the People's Party would be in a position to do that. A short while back, Nawaz Sharif tweeted, and he said that he's spoken to Bilawal Bhutto Zardari and Asif Zardari over the phone, and he has thanked for their support. So now all eyes are in Lahore and on Lahore as to what the PML-N decide, because there seems to be some confusion on their part as to who the prime ministerial candidate would be. Molly?
Right, and Anas, if you can just also summarize for us and get us the key takeaways from that press conference that concluded just a while ago, earlier in the evening, and what's the messaging there and what is expected to happen from here onwards?
Well, the messaging is very clear. It's like returning a favor back to the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, with the same favor that the PML-N did to the Pakistan People's Party in 2008 when the PPP were in power. The PML-N went to a coalition with the Pakistan People's Party. This is right after the assassination of Benazir Bhutto. And at that point of time, the PML-N were in coalition for about a month and a half, just 90 days, not even 100 days. And then they said that we're opting out of the coalition, but we'll still be on the treasury benches. We'll do opposition while being part of the treasury benches. That's something that was a huge favor, I believe, to the Pakistan People's Party that the PML-N did at that point of time. And now that favor is being returned with interest by the Pakistan People's Party, where Bilawal Bhutto clearly and very gracefully and graciously accepting the mandate of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, saying and admitting that the people have not voted elected PPP or the PMLN to power, but with the PTI making it clear that it does not want to talk to the PPP or the PMLN. Therefore, they are not left with no other option than to support with PMLN, because it is the second most majority party in the parliament or in the system through these elections. And now, as I said, it is quite gracious and graceful and thoughtful on the part of the Pakistan People's Party to let go of this process, of this election, and focus on the next one, because anyone who takes power, their first year would at least be marred by controversies, would be marred by issues, and Bilawal is just 35, so he's got plenty of life ahead of him. And if people vote him back into power, then probably 2029 he would have a solid ground and a solid base to be in place of the Prime Minister, or run on the place of the Prime Minister. Molly?
Right, and questions still remain over why that really happened. But leaving it there for the moment, Anas, thanks very much for getting us up to speed with the latest from on the ground. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.